my friend had a joke of like how people in Louisiana, like blue collar guys, workers, they'll like verbally express their resume to you to hire them, but their resume is like, oh, I don't do pills no more. I do good work, like whatever. And that's like, that's how they get the job.
I'd rather hire if you do pills. They do better work.
90-degree angles only, bro. One dude
They
told
on
me
it.
once.
They
I'm like,
on
well,
it.
yeah, that's what we expected.
When I was off that shit, bro, I was on it, bro.
Really?
Employee of the month.
Nuh-uh.
Depends on which specific one it was.
Oh yeah.
When I was managing a restaurant, Xanax was not my friend.
They were.
I'd let them do whatever they wanted.
I think that's where me and you differ. They were all my friends.
Yeah, no,
Really?
some were
yeah.
better friends than others.
Well, if you want to.
I mean, who was a better or I don't know if there's a term for better drug user. I wasn't good at it. I was too sensitive with drugs.
Scott and I were both way too good at it.
He started young.
I started young.
I started young, and then basically by 16, I had my first pain pill. I was drinking before that, and every time I drank, I blacked out. Like, you know what I'm talking about. I couldn't help it. You know?
So you would do it every time.
Oh yeah, every time. It wasn't like
Scott was balls to the wall every time.
Yeah, it
That
wasn't
was
like
it.
Yeah.
I had no control whatsoever. But I took my first pain pill at 16, and then from then, I was like, "Fuck, I want to feel like this every day." Like I get it now, because I grew up the way I grew up. I hated all that shit from just growing up how I did, and I was like, I'm never gonna touch any of that shit, and I didn't for a long time until I did, and then once I did, you know, it's like
Easier
I
said
get
than
it.
done, yeah.
I get it now. I get why. So from 16 on to 2019, every day, yeah, it was every day balls to the wall. It started with pain pills, went to stronger pain pills, went to heroin. Then the worst it got was toward the end, where I was just speedballing all day, like 20 Adderall a day,
And
20
Xanax.
Xanax a day to calm me down from that.
That's the Louisiana speedball.
Yeah, yeah. And then you know, whatever opiates we can get, fentanyl patches,
Oh, yeah.
whatever, dude.
Oh yeah, people will do pickleback heroin in Louisiana. Bro.
Yeah.
People will be like, what are you doing, bro?
Shit, that drug's always been super prevalent down here, especially in New Orleans. You know,
Yeah,
What about your first? Do you remember taking your first pain pill ever or no?
I do.
I do.
Wow.
I had surgery when I was 13. I had two screws put in my ankles for a skateboarding injury that I got into when I was 13, and they did surgery, and then I was prescribed Vicodin, and I would just like lay in my bed. The Vicodin pill bottle would be like above on my headboard, and like every few hours I was supposed to take one, and I got hooked. And after I got recovered and I started like being a teenager and being social and all that stuff, that's what I wanted to find was painkillers.
Oh yeah, I remember once I took a couple somas, bro, and I felt like I didn't have any arms for almost
dude.
half a day.
Well, like the Trinity is supposed to be
the Trinity.
a Percocet, a Soma, and a Xanax. You ever seen The Pharmacist, that like documentary on
Yeah.
Netflix? That's
Remember how
all
they
like
had pill
Chalmette and
mills back
shit,
here?
like-
Yeah, that's
Back-
y'all. Yeah,
Back
Pill
in the
mills.
day.
Yeah,
that was the
that-
thing, bro. It was like 200 lower tabs, 180 Xanax, and 120 Soma. That was like the Trinity that they prescribed to everyone.
yeah. Oh, I remember they busted a mall Santa in Terrytown with like 100 somas on them or something.
Shout out Big Terrytown.
Yeah, bro.
A town full of so many Terrys, they named it after them. It's crazy.
Hey, bro. Hey, Terry will get your flooring, bro. That's crazy. You remember your first pain pill.
Oh yeah,
That's crazy to think of how strong they are and how powerful they are, that's like a core memory.
bro. It's like a very euphoric, like it's like almost like a coming to Jesus moment. Like it's like this.
Yeah.
Mine
Mine happened in a different situation. My papa had passed away when I was 16, and he was like my dad. Me and him were super tight. I love that man. And when he passed away, you know, I came across a pain pill.
coping with the sadness.
Yeah, and I, you know, at that point, I was just like, you know, like this is too painful. I can't deal with this. Fuck it. And you know, he had his funeral that day, and for me, it had the opposite effect. Like I didn't get sick. I didn't get tired. I
People
felt like
always say
great.
that they get sick.
I know.
You
I felt euphoric. You know what I'm saying? Like I was running around the funeral home. I gave a eulogy. Everybody standing to give
Bro,
me.
you'll give a
There's-
goddamn Emancipation Proclamation.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like,
He only look. I will say to this day, I've heard it's the only eulogy with a trap beat behind it. Bro. So I am saying that's the rumor going around. Bro.
DJ Scram with that eulogy.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So do you think you would have been able to get that eulogy if you weren't on the pills?
No,
Wow. So that's
I was too hurt.
I
couldn't.
wonder if that's how, like, I wonder if that was that like the first time you ever like kind of spoke like that?
It was the first time in my life that I was comfortable in my skin. That I felt like my whole life, I like there was something off, like I didn't belong here. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like I could never be comfortable in my own skin. That was the first time where that happened to me. I felt good. I didn't have a care in the world.
Yeah.
And I was like, I made it a point. I told myself, I remember, I'm gonna feel like this every day for the rest of my life. And I that's what I set out to do from the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep. And that's
So how does music even get started then by you guys if y'all are already
Well, when we were-
because it's hard to get a pillhead to finish painting the baseboards, dude.
I'm probably the
yeah, but
most
if you
productive.
if you hold pills above their head, you can get them to do anything you want. Anything you want, they'll do it.
What was it like? Like if you're like on pills and you're deep out on pills, I never really got that out on them. You know, if you're like Huff and Trank or whatever, I don't even know what some of the names of it are. You know, them fucking swamp pebbles or whatever y'all buying out of here.
Just
You
looking
call
for
it anything now,
looking for
right?
a
Don't
neck
matter.
hole.
Oh, bro, they'll fucking have a tilapia flavored perk out here, bro. In New Orleans, they don't give a shit, bro. You'll have a fucking pecan crusted Zan bar out here, bro. You're like, what the fuck? Everybody wants to be a chef in this
That's pretty
motherfucker,
funny.
bro. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
You'll have a
Praline
fuck-
Adderalls. Yeah,
Oh, you'll have a bag of char grilled somas over here, bro. You're like, damn, this place is crazy, dude.
that's pretty funny.
Bro.
But what was it like making music when you're under that influence? Is it even possible to make music when you're like that kind of pill high? I don't know. So I'm just curious, like, or
Yeah.
is it just possible to just like listen back, or is it? Do you feel any creative? Was there any creativity from the actual high of that?
I don't
kind
know
of-
if we work differently because I know sometimes you would wait until after we were done, but
smoke.
this was early on to smoke. Yeah.
Weed. It's I still smoke weed.
I couldn't go without it. Now, Ruby couldn't either. You know what I'm saying? So we were constantly on it all day. So it's kind of like just feeling normal.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, it was
Don't you
kinda,
doze off and shit?
oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's like look.
Well, how
when
do you find
So
time
the
when
way-
you're both awake at the same time to make a track?
when you take a Percocet first thing in the morning or whatever your Oxy, whatever it is, it's gonna give you a boost. Like I'll come out of that bathroom snorting something and I'm like, "What's up, motherfuckers?" Like I'm like on one, and then as you keep dosing at the end of the day, it's kind of like when you've done
Yeah.
all day it, and that's when you start to kind of nod off. It's like your body's like, okay, I'm tapping out.
You know, for a long time, I would argue that drugs kept me alive. Because I didn't know how to live in this world. I didn't want to live in this world at all. But at the same time, didn't quite have the balls to take myself out.
Oh yeah.
It's a scary thing.
So I'd say that drugs kept me alive for a long time. I mean,
What made you in so much pain? You think? Like, what was the tough part for you? You think?
Well, I think it was a mixture, dude. I think it was, like I said, just being born. Like I just feeling out of place. Like always, like something wasn't right.
Which is like a common theme with addicts.
Yeah,
It's, you know,
I
think
I'm a
they've-
large in the worlds of fucking media,
Yeah,
but some
I-
are the
I
worlds
think-
of 7XL.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, bro.
I'm wandering around in my own shirt. I'm trying to find a neck hole, bro.
So I think it's and they've done a lot of. I mean, they've done a lot of work on this, and they know it's like genetics. I won't get into all that, but
yeah.
part of that, and I think also, the way I grew up, and when I say this, dude, I'm not. I love everyone in my family. I'll go above and beyond for any one of them, but everybody was doing the best they could
Yeah.
with what they knew how to do. But it was still tough. It was some tough shit to grow up in. So that didn't help. But I'll tell you the biggest thing, and I'll shut up. That way I don't get too overwinded with this because I have a tendency to do that. But I always thought like this thing, like, okay, the drugs are not working anymore. They're not doing it for me. But this thing's gonna do it for me. Once we get to that place, whatever that place is in my head, whenever I get that thing, that's gonna do it for me. And then I got really suicidal when we got there, wherever there is,
and nothing changed.
and nothing
Yeah.
changed. Now I feel worse because if this don't work,
Yeah.
what's going to do it? And that's, that's when I really started to spiral. And for me, and I'll end it with this, the answer for me has been getting involved in the 12-step programs.
Yeah.
And it's been more of a spiritual answer rather than the material,
Yeah, man. I remember I was in my garage. It was like probably 2 years ago, man. I was bawling, talking to my brother on the phone. I was like, nothing will save me. It was like I got people that like me. I thought that's what was my problem.
Same.
If enough people like me,
Yes,
I'll
bro.
like me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
And one day I was
Make
just
me
like,
emotional.
It's ass backwards because
Yeah.
you have to like yourself first, and then
yeah.
the other stuff comes.
But it's crazy to think, man, that's kind of the way that it could kind of process and yeah, but I see you in the rooms, man. It gives me a lot of hope every time I see you.
Same
It
with
makes
you,
me-
bro.
makes
Dude,
me
I
wanna
was
keep
in
going,
I was in
and the way you run your rooms, bro, and not to overtalk you, but it's
No, you're
like,
good, you're good.
you have a lot of respect of a lot of people in there, and it's cool, man.
I've been blessed, bro. And for you, bro, I was
Vape.
yeah. They taste kind of shitty. You want a fresh one?
All right.
Come on, brother. Let me at least do you that service.
Yeah, bro, look. we can't be popping pills, bro. We gonna do
Yeah.
something.
We're gonna nick it out. No, but Theo, I was 3 months sober, bro. Just living on my own. Just got to where I was living on my own in California, where I went and got sober, and I came across your video on YouTube. That was my introduction to you, and it was why I got sober. It was that video, and then from there, I watched that video, and you inspired me, bro, and you gave me hope, and then. That's when I did a deep dive on you. Started watching all like your greatest hits and highlights and shit, laughing my ass off. But
That's funny, bro.
that's how I came to know you. But yeah, before we even knew each other, bro, you gave me a little bump when I needed it too with that video.
Gang, man. Thanks, bro. Yeah, it's crazy kind of, I think, the connection that people get going through, like if they're using or if they're recovering. It's like on both sides of that, it seems like there's probably a lot of connection. You guys could probably speak to that, huh? You think?
What you mean?
Like even on the using side, there's like a level of connection that keeps people.
Oh yeah. I mean, that'll keep you in the act of addiction by, you kind of almost. When I was buying pills and shit and snorting Roxy's, I never wanted to do them alone, and so I would share with everybody, and I was making money, so I could buy a bunch, and I would share with people that were my friends that didn't make as much money, and they were happy to get free pills, and I could like be in my dark shit, but not alone. And I think a lot of addicts are chasing loneliness. They're chasing, they're having trouble with self-acceptance. And I think finding your little group of like similar drugs that you want to do together definitely makes you feel like you're safe and at home.
Yeah.
And then the exact opposite happens when you get off of them too. You find your people that want to stay away from that shit, and it kind of strengthens your little community that you're in. You know?
Yeah.
It's interesting though that you guys were at least had a close enough connection, because a lot of bands fall apart from that kind of stuff. A lot of groups, a lot of teams fall apart. Everything falls
We're
apart.
family.
I'm glad you
I don't know
brought
you know that, but we're family.
Right, but for you to go there and want to actually just to think, let me see what's really going on
Dude,
with them.
we've never even hit each other. Like we've gotten in each other's
gotten
faces,
close, yeah.
ready to fucking beat the shit out of each other. And we've both been able, like, you're my cousin, and I don't want to hit you.
Yeah.
I fucking hate you right now, but I'm not going to touch you. Like, and it's gone both ways. And
Yeah.
I'd say that the family thing, which obviously doesn't apply to everybody, but we've been able to look at the fact that we're cousins and the fact that we provide for our families, which is a shared family, as a reason to never give up on each other.
Yeah.
If this was just one of my friends, I don't think it would have been the same.
No.
Like,
No
No
and
way.
that's good that you brought that up, because a lot of groups just don't make it in general.
Mm-hmm.
And doing business with family is usually not a smart way to go.
No.
But for us, I mean,
it's the only time it worked out.
yeah, I think it's just a
Yeah.
unique situation, bro. We both got the same granny to answer to, and she ain't nothing nice. You know what I'm saying? Like she done,
No, that's a
she
scary
done
woman,
FaceTime
bro.
me before.
Scary woman.
She done FaceTime me before, being like, "You making music without your cousin?" You know, like
that's
shit,
too
like
much.
pressing
Yeah.
me.
And I was like, and I'd have to call her and be like, Granny, I got it. Don't
Yeah,
laugh.
yeah, yeah.